morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. The Arcade Cabinet Podcast by gamers, for gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Markivus, Furyus, Mark, whatever you want to call me. We have Billtendo, Scharonne, the Painter, Herrington, Fieryfoxx, and we are the Arcade Cabinet. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Wunderbar.
Awesome.
That's a good.
So let me put my flip phone down.
Everyone put down your flip phones.
Okay, so all our listeners get it. The group just found out before we started recording that I still use a flip phone.
So leave your comments about that below.
Yeah. So for us, this is an educational experience because I recently found out about Twitch. So, you know, Arcade Cabinet, where we learn. We learn and grow. So, Bill, what is the subject today? What are we talking about?
All right, so today we're going to talk about gaming accessories, console accessories. Every console has had its own accessories. Some good, some bad, some absolutely terrible. You had awesome stuff for the Super Nintendo, like the Super Scope 6.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's like a shoulder bazooka for you shooting games. And for me, that's where it was at. I actually loved the Super Scope. I don't know if you guys know this, but you remember that terrible Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was horrible.
So Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, who were playing Mario and Luigi, actually had de-evolution guns at one point, and they were repainted Super Scopes. But it was the Super Nintendo gun.
Really quick, I just want to go on the record as saying that's not a terrible movie. But thank you.
I rank it up there with He-Man or Masters of the Universe.
The Street Fighter movie, the Double Dragon movie, Mortal Kombat. You know,
Mortal Kombat was good. Mortal Kombat was good.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Mortal
seen
Kombat was a good movie.
Which movie?
Did y'all see Sonic?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't brought myself to watch that yet.
It's actually pretty good. I would go see it again.
I'm gonna watch it on
Sonic?
Amazon.
I brought the kids.
It looks. Go ahead.
You know, I brought the kids to see it. And I bought the. I have it downloaded on my Voodoo platform. So no, it's really good. Yeah, I like it.
Does Jim Carrey play a good Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim Carrey was born to play Dr. Robotnik.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to have to
Like, Jim Carrey, he morphs into everything. And I mean, it's not Ace Ventura. It's not the Grinch. It's Dr. Robotnik.
And as good, I'm going to tell you this, as good as the first one is, the second one is going to be awesome. That's all I can say.
It is. I watched the end too. You saw the after credit scenes. I saw that.
Yeah, look. I'm that person that's gonna always sit in the theater, and I'm gonna admire every person that worked on any movie to the very end. You know, because there's always some scene possible, especially with Marvel. You know, they put on that.
Okay. So
they really popularized it.
I'm gonna set this
anyway,
up.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm gonna set this up for the worst accessory. I'm gonna set this up for you guys. Pre-Mario 3, Fred Savage. They come out with a movie.
Oh, I'm with you.
The
We already
Wizard.
know.
The Wizard.
Lucas had it in the case.
The Wizard. He brings it out in the case. I was like, oh my God, I got to have that. Okay. That Christmas, open it up. What do I have? The Power Glove. So I set up the little three. You know, you had to set up the little three things, and then you're playing Rad Racer, and then Punch Out. I played that for about a week, and then I was done. And then they had those little code things on there. Nah, it was too much. However, I read that was the precursor to the Wii controller.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, let's all agree, you felt really cool wearing the Power Glove, but functionally, it was a piece of garbage. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. It worked like crap. Well, the company that actually developed it had developed these motion sensitive gloves that worked phenomenally well on PC, and Nintendo bought the rights to that and tried to integrate it into the Nintendo, but they cheaped out. So everything had to be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Otherwise, it would have cost you $600 for a Power Glove. The version you got cost what, around $100 at the time, which is
$100,
like the same price as a Nintendo was at the time, roughly. And they had to scale it down so much for production that it barely worked.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Like, the technology did exist then to be great, but man, as bad as that thing was, tell me you didn't feel cool when you was wearing it.
Oh man, I felt like I had the Michael Jackson, the glow. But then when you played it, it was just like, yeah. I played it. The excitement lasted for about 2 days.
Right.
Yeah. Something interesting. I don't know if you guys are even aware of this, and if I owned one, which I'm working on getting one because they're relatively cheap, I would have it up here to show you guys. But did you know Nintendo 64 had its own version of the Power Glove?
Oh, wow.
However, it doesn't look like the Power Glove as such. It straps to the wrist, and there's a piece that's strapped to your hand, and you hold it kind of like a claw, and you move your fingers inside of it, and all the buttons are there. It's a weird little thing, but it's like the successor to the Power Glove. Thing is, it's ugly. It's uncomfortable to get used to, but once you get used to it, it actually works really well. Unlike the Power Glove, which looked really cool and felt really cool, but didn't work that well.
Yeah, the Power Glove was horrible.
Well, let's be honest. Nintendo back then, it was early days, so they're still trying to figure out what kind of accessories people really want, you know? They also, and Mark, I happen to know that you have one, a Rob the Robot. Robs are cool. Robs are very cool, but they're not good for anything as an accessory.
No,
what are you going to play Stackums?
If you and Gyromite, and I think for my age bracket, Gyromite was a little bit too technical. Like I really didn't understand it. I knew how to cheat at it, but really it was for like a 8-year-old kid. It was kind of a little bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I will. Go ahead, Scharonne.
No, go ahead, finish, because I think one of the worst accessories they ever made, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was like almost like Sega's kind of step into VR. It was like this thing that you put on the floor and you had to stay in.
I know what you're talking about. It was a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those things are, yeah, they didn't work real great. Early VR technology, kind of motion type stuff. None of that back then worked really good, but I think they're pretty collectible now.
Didn't the Game Boy had a virtual thing too? Virtual Boy or something like that?
Oh, that was the Virtual Boy. That wasn't an accessory. It was its own console, which was basically a headset sitting on a stand, and you held a controller that was the precursor to the GameCube controller. Looks almost just like, and you put your head into the little headpiece. It was too heavy to actually wear.
Oh my goodness.
And only VR it actually did was red on black, so it gave everybody migraines.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that didn't.
I played it one time and that was it.
Games on my emulator, and they're not bad. And as long as you're not playing them on the Virtual Boy, you don't really get headaches, but you also don't get the full experience of it.
So let me ask you a question. What do you guys think about the Power Pad? Winner or loser?
Winner.
I used to cheat with my hands.
With it.
Oh, Jenny don't.
Jenny came of age when Dance Dance Revolution pads was the thing, not the Power Pad.
No, you're damn right. And DDR was the shit, and it still is.
Hey,
yeah,
I agree. Look, I have a DDR pad downstairs right now, and I'll kick your ass. That girls just want to have fun. Because that's in my life.
And I'm going to tell you, like, a little bit off topic, but on topic, that Just Dance, I part-time work at an elementary school, and we'll play Just Dance with the kids. There is nothing on this planet that they like more than that game. I mean, especially when it's raining and they can't go outside to play, to dance inside and to follow all the movements of the little, like, avatars. And they even have some retro video game songs on Just Dance. And some of their favorite ones are Super Mario and Pac-Man. And they're like, let's play it again! I'm like...
We have in our school also.
Okay. The DJ, and then the rock guitar.
The turntable. Yeah, I love the turntable and a guitar. I was never good at the guitar because I don't know, for some reason I can't really get that fifth note or that fifth button or whatever, so I always play it like on normal easy, but that turntable, oh yeah.
Kick ass on the drums.
Yeah, see, I never got to play.
Oh yeah.
You know, not to sound a certain way here, Jenny, you are not the first woman I've heard say that prefer to play the drums. My sister does it, and I know a couple other women that when you play in rock band as a group, they want to play the drums, and they kick ass on the drums. Why is that?
What I like to do is, okay, so when I play rock band, I like to hum different tones into the microphone and try to trick the, like, machine into...
You're a cheater.
That I'm singing the song. So I'll just be like,
You know, it's funny you say that because in my house, and we always have, I actually have a decent SingStar collection, which is for PlayStation 2, and it's just a bunch of different games. It's a karaoke video game, and you watch the actual videos for the song while you're singing, and you can battle against each other. But at a very young age, my children realize that it measures pitch and not lyrical accuracy. So they would do that with the microphone. They would hold the microphone and just... And they could beat you doing that while you actually sang the song.
Wow.
Well, and, like, my friends and I used to like to put, because, like, I forget which rock band it was, but it had, like, this whole selection of these, like, dark metal songs. And a lot of it was, like, grunting anyway, so we would, like, put those on and just take turns, like, grunting into the microphone, and we'd have the best time ever, rolling around on the floor laughing, like, hitting the drums, and, like, just, yeah, I don't know, we're dumb.
Right.
Still.
Well, you know, I would say as a whole, Rock Band, Guitar Hero, SingStar, American Idol, as a whole, those accessories were extremely solid and good accessories, even though they've begun to fade quite a bit in popularity, and I think they're having a recent resurgence. Popularity doesn't determine the fact that they were actually good accessories because they did exactly as they were advertised to do. You want to play this guitar in tune to this song, that's the game. It worked. It was a good accessory, and so everybody bought them.
Well, like, have you guys seen, I like recently I got on Twitch, and I see that there's a lot of people playing and watching this game called Beat Saber.
I have that.
It's played in VR.
Yeah.
And it almost is like Rock Band meets Dance Dance Revolution meets being a Jedi. And you have, like, these two lightsabers, and you beat the notes, and it's like being at a rave, and these people are just, it's wild. It's
like they're washing their hands.
Yeah, literally.
My son's friend JJ has VR, and I know he's quite fond of that game.
Wow.
It looks so fun.
So yeah, that's what 20-year-olds are playing.
Wow. No, you know what I used to get a kick out of, and this is when I was in the Navy. The first time I seen Dance Dance Revolution, I was in Hong Kong, and just people going at it, and I'm just like looking at that like, wow.
Right.
Movie theater arcades used to be lit with DDR.
You know, DDR originated in Asia. You know, it started in Japan and then moved into China. They were experts at it before Americans even heard of it. It was an amazing thing to see when we first started getting glimpses of what DDR was. and we see videos from Japan, and these little Japanese kids' feet are moving 1,000 miles an hour and hitting perfect. And we're like, how could you even do that? Because we hadn't even got a chance to really try the game yet.
Yep.
And, you know?
Dude, if they had DDR as an Olympic sport, the Japanese would kick our ass.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think about the, I can't even think about the Wii Fit? Winner, loser, indifferent?
Loser.
So, like, my sisters and I love to play Wii Fit, and it's like, I suck at it, because I didn't really play it, but they play it all the time, and it's like battle of the best sister, who can be the best Wii Fit tennis player, and I mean, you'd think that they have, like, virtual wristbands and headbands the way that they play, and I'm sitting there, like, trying to, like, figure out where the ball is, like, but catch me on Call of Duty, catch me in Halo, like, catch me on Xbox.
Because what's that one game where you got to be the bird and you got to lean back and forth? Watching people playing that is so funny.
So I have an opinion on Wii Fit based entirely on financials. You guys know that I buy a lot of game collections and I keep what I want and I kind of sell the rest back off to kind of recoup my money a little bit so I don't spend all of my money. I have amassed so many Wii Fit boards. I cannot give them away. Every time I sell a Wii, I make sure there's a Wii Fit and a Wii Fit Plus in there. Can't sell the boards online. They're too heavy to ship. So I actually started giving them to people. I went to my boy's computer shop that sells the retro games, and I'm not joking. A couple weeks ago, I brought him a stack of Wii Fit boards, and I said, look, somebody comes in to buy a copy of Wii Fit or any Wii game, just give them the board. I don't want all these Wii Fit boards.
Just out of curiosity,
I'm going to say,
how much do you buy them for? How much do they go for now?
Well, that's the thing is, there's not really a market for them. Honestly, I think it's like $10 to $15 for a Wii Fit board and the game.
Wow. Weren't they like $200, $100 something dollars back in the?
Yes, I have bought say a Wii from somebody with 30 games for just a couple dollars, and they're like, "Oh, well, we have a Wii Fit board also if you're interested in that." And I'm like, "No, keep it," because I have trouble even giving them away.
I have 5 of them. Do you want some of mine?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I'm like, I'll give you a Wii Fit board. But, I think they were extremely popular for a little while, and I think maybe they were a good accessory at one time, and now I think they kind of fit the definition of bad accessory because it's something to a game system that you're not going to use on a regular basis. It takes up a tremendous amount of space, and there's nothing you can do with it if you don't want it. Like, there's so many of them, you can't even give it away at this point.
Wow.
So I think at one time the Wii Fit, the board was a good accessory, but I think it's firmly transitioned over into a bad accessory.
Do you think that's permanent, or will they make a resurgence? Because I mean, remember, Wii Fit was the craze. People wanted to get in shape.
Yes, it was. No video game is going to get you in shape, man.
I remember.
It's not going to happen. It. Yeah, hey, Mark, you was in the military. You know as well as I do. Abs are made in the kitchen, man. They are not in on a.
No, not on a video game. And then when they do your body mass index, it was off. And yeah, I think you're right. But I do remember those wintry upstate New York winters where you just snow way up to here. We fit it up, man. We tennis and
right.
I don't know what happened. I never played Wii Fit, but I played the disc that came with the Wii. We had baseball, tennis.
Yeah, that's Wii Sports.
I had that. I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't know, somewhere in this house.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to the unknown accessories, man. Like the Nintendo 64's expansion pack. You could play every game on Nintendo 64 except for 4 did not work without the expansion pack. You couldn't play Donkey Kong Country and you could not play Majora's Mask Legend of Zelda without the expansion pack in there. And it might have seemed like not a great accessory because it's not like the Nintendo Zapper that you hold in your hand and shoot at the screen, but it's still an accessory. It's still an item you use to let you play other games. So, like, that is actually one of my favorite accessories because Donkey Kong 64 would not work at all without the extra memory provided by the expansion pack.
Well, here's a thing that you may not know about. Back in the 90s, back like in Laserdisc days, there was a Laserdisc machine that played Sega Genesis games.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it. In some kind of way, you ported the game into it, and it played Sega games, Sega CD or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but I'll have to go back and look it up, and I'll have to shoot you a picture of it. But yeah,
that'd be cool. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Okay, what about? So I'm just gonna knock these all out because this is the beginning of the end for Sega. 32X Sega CD.
I like the Sega CD. I thought it was ahead of its time, but I don't think it was totally perfected. But I mean, 32X. I think eventually the Sega, to me, it looked like it was starting to get raped. You know, because you had the machine at the bottom. Then you had like the Sega
Tower of Power.
Yeah, and yeah, everything became a bit too much, and it just kind of took away from it. But I mean,
I'm gonna say that I agree with Mark as far as it was the beginning of the end for Sega, and I'm gonna agree with Scharonne. Like, it was a bit too much because the 32X is a product that should have never happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, they released the 32X, which was a good product, don't get me wrong. But then they didn't fully support it. They only had a certain amount of games that worked with the 32X, and then very shortly after that, they released the Saturn.
And it was awful. They had awful games. Awful games for the 32X.
Yeah. Right, and that's the thing. Like, if it would have been, say, 3 years before they introduced the Saturn to fill that gap for 3 years with games all along the way on the 32X, that would have made sense. But it didn't because it was like an 8-month gap, a 1 year gap. They introduced the 32X. And the 32X cost almost as much as the Genesis did at the time. Right, so why would you buy that? You know the Saturn's coming in 8 months to a year. Why would you even buy it? It didn't serve a purpose. It shouldn't have existed.
And then as far as the Sega CD, you were still limited to the color palette, right? I mean, I was impressed with the Mode 7 with Sonic CD, but what was the benefit? Because didn't the Turbo Graphics have a CD as well, and the Neo Geo did too as well?
Yeah, later on it had a CD. I mean, they made the Neo Geo CD to kind of help with the prices of the games, you know, because Neo Geo games were running like $199, $299. But if you have the CD, you can get that same game with a bit of a load time, but you can get that same game for like $40, $50. So, you know,
right.
It was kind of like a way to kind of cop out or cheat or whatever. Like, you still have the system, but you don't have like the original system, which I have to say the CD.
You know, like you say, it was a little bit of a cop out or a cheat out or whatever. But think about it; they still do that now. Look at how many models of PS3 they had. The first model was backwards compatible. The second model was not. The third model, the top slid open to put a disc in. With the Wii, the first model played GameCube games. The second model did not. The third had absolutely no internet capability. So game companies have done that all along, and they're still doing it. As the lifespan of the console goes on, they have to find ways to sell it cheaper and strip it down to what people actually want, because no one wants to buy a PlayStation 3 6 months before a PlayStation 4 comes out.
They did that. They did that with the Sega Genesis, because I know didn't they like degrade?
Yes,
like
they did.
The sound quality was more compressed, And
Absolutely, they did the Sega Genesis was the original, and it had the slider knob for the volume on it. And then they had the Sega Genesis core system, which was the Genesis 2, and then they had without the slider knob, and then they had the Genesis 3, which just said Genesis and a number 3 on it, and I swear that thing was, as big as a 64 pack of crayons, and that's it.
Yeah.
So they.
Yeah. Now also the Sega CD had also released a model too. Because the first model, remember, it sat up underneath the Sega machine, and then the second model it sat like up or to the right or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. And, because of redesigns and less expensive models, the Genesis worked with the side-by-side Sega CD, but not the undermount. The Genesis 2, the Genesis 3 did not work with the 32X. It did not work with either Sega CD. There was no Tower of Power with the Sega 3.
And then the part that makes me laugh is like all the plugs that you need, and then for the 32X you had to have like this metal thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
dude,
man.
You needed a whole power strip just for your Genesis. If you had the true Tower of Power, as they used to call it, with the CD, the Genesis, the 32X. If you had all that, everyone needed their own power supply. You needed a whole power strip for just your Sega.
Okay, Jim, you got to do this because I see you smiling.
Yeah. So what's a new school accessory that we haven't talked about? I mean,
I honestly, so I'm just gonna be real with you. I know y'all seen my cat, and then like Bill just said a word that sounded like the word cloud. And so emerges my other cat that's like obsessed with Bill. Yeah, I swear it's the weirdest thing. My cats are like obsessed with Bill.
What you guys may not know, and I've discussed this with Jenny before, I have a huge online following of cats. Cats really enjoy me. Right, Cloud? We cool?
This is Gabe, and it's funny because this cat, all my friends, my family who come visit me in my home, do not believe that this cat actually exists. and Bill is just like talking, and all of a sudden he pops up, and they're like, "Oh, you must have rented that cat." And anyway, sorry. New school gaming accessories. Let's talk about headphones with cat ears because we're on the subject of cats. They're cute, and I want a pair.
There you go. There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen,
like even earlier today, I was telling Bill, I don't really play with a lot of accessories. It's not unless I was playing a game that like it was like a racing game that I could benefit from having a chair. Not a thing for me.
I think the use of accessories have really kind of dropped with newer games, right? We had accessories for everything, and
I think so.
I think it's kind of perfect to the point where, like, I don't know, because we have a VR now,
Yeah.
But with that,
maybe
being said,
sorry.
No, I was gonna say we got a 2-minute warning, so let's keep going.
I was just gonna say, real quick, maybe America like blew out all its want for accessories with the Wii when you started having spatulas and tennis rackets and everything else you can imagine attached
fishing
to the
hooks and
yeah. Now the Sega Dreamcast fishing rod was awesome. I'm just gonna say that because it was.
Video games are not something that should be like Legos, where it's like accessories sold separately. I mean, you spend $30 on a game. I don't also want to have to spend $35 on a piece of equipment that's gonna break or that my kids are gonna, you know what I mean? Then it's like an $85 game.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I like when an accessory is optional but not mandatory. For example, Skyward Sword on Nintendo Wii, the Legend of Zelda game. If you have a regular Wii, regular controller, Skyward Sword doesn't work. You have to have either the Motion Plus remote or the Motion Plus adapter for your remote. I don't like when accessories are mandatory. Give me the option.
All right, ladies and gents, another great episode of Arcade Cabinet. Closing out. Any last words?
No, you.
Wear your mask.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Also, vote. And if you're someone who says you'd rather wear barbed wire, then you should probably swallow some.
Right.
Woo! Okay, on that note. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and catch us on the Nious Media Roku channel, Nious Media Roku channel on all your Rokus and smart television with Roku devices. You can catch me on Twitter, Furyus, Deeper Than Music, and also on Instagram, FURYUSLY Speaking. And also like, subscribe, Arcade Cabinet YouTube, and Facebook page.
All right.
Who's next?
Me. Look, catch me with Scharonne Art on Facebook. Check out my drawings. I got some new stuff I'm going to be working on. Got some videos going to be coming up soon. So, yeah, you can catch me there.
All right, Billtendo, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. And soon you will find me on Twitch playing the oldest game I can get to run on Twitch.
I'll be on Twitch as well.
I'm currently on Twitch, and I'm on the gram, and my cat's butt's in my face. So, stop. Sorry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another great episode with Fieryfoxx, Scharonne, Herrington, Billtendo. I'm Markivus, Furyus, signing off. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think, what you want us to talk about. And we're out.